Welcome to Friday, June 17th, 2022, this Day Weather Podcast, brought to you by Cowboy State Daily. Cowboy State Daily has more original Wyoming news content than any other news organization in the state. Cowboy State Daily, sign up for their daily newsletter and check them out on their Facebook page. As we look ahead for the weekend, first it's going to get hot. It's going to be kind of breezy in many areas. We're going to have thunderstorms, and then by early next week, we're going to cool off. So yes, the heat's building back up again, but we do see some cooler weather by early next week. But we have like a heat pump, basically bringing hot air out of the desert states and pushing that heat all the way into Canada. However, this is going to tap into subtropical air, which means rain from thunderstorms for Utah, Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, parts of Wyoming. Heavy rain is going to be associated with some of these thunderstorms this weekend, especially down into Colorado, parts of New Mexico, eastern Arizona, and southeastern Utah. Those areas, this is the type of pattern where you just get gully washers in some of those thunderstorms. A cool front is going to move into the western areas Sunday, east of the divide by early next week. There's quite a bit of cool air, actually, along the west coast that'll come in early next week to take the edge off the heat. Couple of things to point out. Let's talk about Yellowstone again. This is the Yellowstone River at Billings. Just wanted to show you that the stream flows now are still well above normal, but after reaching their peak here, you can see this very sharp drop off in stream flows from the peak flooding that happened earlier this week. If you were to look at the current flow, 33,500, the median is right around 27,000, so we're still very elevated, but down considerably from the very high peak that we had earlier this week. Now, this is the setup. This map is really telling a lot. First of all, we've got this big high in the central United States, and the clockwise flow of the air around it is bringing that southerly flow into the region. The counterclockwise flow around that low is helping to bring up winds from the south there. So basically, this is a heat pump. You're just bringing air from the southern latitudes to the northern latitude, a huge spike in heat coming up from the north. Now, at the same time, the opposite is happening here. Very cool air coming down the west coast. So there's a lot of moving parts here, but also this green arrow is showing the higher subtropical air, basically the higher humidity air that's getting drawn up out of Mexico and Central America and bringing it northward into the southwest United States and the Rockies. So the trajectory of this moist air is right on the divide, right over the higher mountain terrain. So once you heat that air up against the mountains, you get a lot of vertical motion in the atmosphere, and that's going to get showers and thunderstorms going, and we can see it. Here's a water vapor satellite photo. So you see this water vapor right here. This gray area here shows where that higher humidity air is in. Got a hurricane activity going on right there in the eastern Pacific. That's just going to go out to here, not do much, but it is adding moisture to the mix. Notice this little patch of moisture right here. Some of you in northeastern Colorado near Greeley had a big thunderstorm last night, but you could see that thunderhead from very, very far away. So there's already little patches of higher humidity air coming in. Look at this patch of higher humidity air into Utah right now. So there's little patches of higher humidity air coming in, but this is the more robust area of higher humidity air. Thunderstorms this morning around Alamogordo, New Mexico, or around White Sands, and that airflow is going to push all of this moisture upward. So the stage is set for thunderstorm activity to get going. Here's the forecasted temperature anomaly today. And boy, you can see that heat spike going northward right now. This blue here shows where the clouds and that higher humidity air is. But look at California. Look at Washington, Oregon. They're downright cool for June. Look at that. June gloom going on in California right now. So good news for them. They're not blistering in the heat. The heat's going to be more towards us. This is Saturday. Notice a little bit of a shift toward east of that heat. The blue and the green here showing the coolness. This is all because of that subtropical moisture and the increase in thunderstorm activity. Now that west coast low gets pushed inland. This is by Monday morning. So there's going to be a cool front by Monday getting draped across the Rockies like this. The high pressure gets shunted more to the east. So this is going to allow some of that cooler air to come on in, especially for the central and northern Rockies, the west coast, and the Pacific Northwest. So yeah, we're going to get some heat, but the heat will be alleviated a bit by early next week. These are the temperature anomalies by Monday, so you can see a bigger push of that cooler air coming on in. Now, shower and thunderstorm activity, without a doubt, is going to develop in this regime. This is where most of the thunderstorm activity is going to be today. And as we look at the Storm Prediction Center, we do have some marginal risk for a few strong to severe thunderstorms up here later today. And the most severe weather is going to be along the East Coast. This is for Saturday. Basically, the light green shading mean a general garden variety thunderstorm pattern. But we do need to watch out for some heavy rain in some of these areas here. And you can see this is for Sunday afternoon. The pipeline of moisture coming on up, getting that arch of thunderstorm activity going. But also notice Montana, northern Wyoming, there is going to be thunderstorm activity this weekend in the Yellowstone Park area. It's nothing like what happened last weekend, but with those elevated stream flows, still some mountain snowpack melting in this heat. You got to keep your eye on creeks, rivers, and streams everywhere, but especially in southwest Montana and northern Wyoming. But another area I want to highlight. Now, they're very, very, very dry, but there's going to be some slow-moving, heavy rain-producing thunderstorms in that area there that we need to really watch out for. And you can see that. You see this enhancement? See the blue and the yellow here? Well, basically, this is the model scene where the slowest moving, heaviest thunderstorms may form. They may not form right in exactly all these areas, but I will tell you, I've seen this before. The southwest mountains of Colorado, in this type of pattern, the mountains of northern New Mexico, this is where you get gully washer type thunderstorms. This axis of heavier moisture right here could produce heavy rain producing thunderstorms. And parts of northern Montana, I tell you, north central Montana really needs some rain. You know, we had too much here. We haven't had enough up here. But there's going to be some better rain chances up there in the Pacific Northwest as well with that trough of low pressure. As we look ahead, this is next Saturday. Next Saturday, that Central Plains high is there, the clockwise flow around it. Yep, we're going to go right back into subtropical moisture again late next week and next weekend. So I think late next week and next weekend, the thunderstorm activity will be picking up again. Have yourself a great weekend. We'll see you Monday.